નમસ્કાર, હું આદર્શ છું. વેલકમ ટુ આદર્શ એજ્યુકેશન સોસાયટી. સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ 10th, સબ્જેક્ટ સાયન્સ, ચેપ્ટર 15, Our Environment. Dear students, today we will discuss food chains and food webs. What do you mean by food chain? A series of organisms, a series of organisms feeding one another. This series or organisms taking part at various biotic levels form a food chain. Or food chain is the flow of food energy from one organism to the next organism. We'll see the example of the food chain. For example, see the food chain here. The first one, this is the producers, and this one primary consumer. So this one is a primary consumers, and then secondary consumers, and third one tertiary consumers, and next is a here fourth level top consumers, and then the decomposers are given. So here the food chain, this is a kind of a food chain, and here energy is flowing. You know that one organism is depending upon the other organism, so they are eating the food. When they will eat the food, so energy flows from one level to the another level. Okay, that we will discuss in this. Now you see here this series of organisms taking part at various levels, biotic levels, form a food chain. Now each step or level of the food chain forms a trophic level. So here one more question is, what is trophic level? Each step in the food chain constitutes a trophic level. So you will see here the trophic level. See the look here. See, this is trophic levels. Here you see the diagram: producers, then primary consumers, then secondary consumers, then tertiary consumers. See the levels from one to another. We are saying either step or level. This is one and this one. So like this, 3 to 4 levels will be there in the trophic levels. There are generally 3 to 4 trophic levels in the food chain. And energy also here, from one form to another form, energy moves. So energy is moving. Okay. Now, what is the next explanation? Each step or level of the food chain forms a trophic level. The autotrophs or the producers are the first trophic level. They fix up the solar energy and make it available for the heterotrophs or the other consumers. See this one here, the producers are the first trophic level, then primary consumer second, then secondary consumer third level, and this one is the fourth level. Okay. Now see the herbivorous or the primary consumers come at the second level that I have shown, and small carnivores or the secondary consumers are the third trophic level, and large carnivores as a tertiary consumers from the fourth trophic level that already we have seen the diagram. We know that the food we eat is act as a fuel. The food what we are eating like a fuel. It provides us energy to do the work. Thus the interaction among the various components of the ecosystem involves the flow of energy from one component or to system to the another. See the flow of energy. See this one, flow of energy from one level to the another level. Energy flows. Okay, as we have studied, the autotrophs capture the energy present in the sunlight. See, you know that autotrophs or producers capture the energy present in the sunlight, present in the sunlight, and convert it into chemical energy. This is also an important objectives. Present autotrophs capture energy present in the sunlight and converted into, so the light energy converted into a chemical energy. Correct or what? And this energy supports all the activities of the living world. This much energy is enough for all the activities, all the living organisms. From autotrophs, the energy goes to the heterotrophs, then to the decomposers. However, as you know that when one form of energy is changed into the another, when one form of energy is changed into the another, some energy is lost. Some of the energy is lost, that you studied in the ninth standard also. When transforming one energy to the another energy, some energy is lost, and lost this energy, the flow of energy between the, which cannot be used again, that cannot be used as again, whatever the lost cannot be used as again. The flow of energy between the various components of the environment, this flow of energy, various components of the environment, between the various components of the environment has been studied, and it has been found that first one, the green plants in the terrestrial system, this one, the green plants in the terrestrial system, terrestrial ecosystem, land ecosystem, capture about 1% of solar energy. How many? 1% of solar energy in the sunlight that falls on their leaves and convert into a food energy. So only the 1% plants capturing and converted into food energy. Now, when green plants are eaten by the primary consumers, this one, a great deal of energy is lost, lot of energy is lost as a heat to the environment. Some amount goes to the digestion and some for doing the work, and rest goes to the growth and reproduction. So like this way, this much energy is utilized, and or you can say wasted. At an average, 10%, so only the 10% is absorbed, food is taken into its own body, is absorbed. For all other energy is utilized for this work. And this 10% is made available for the next level of consumers, for the next level. See, for example, see, producers, just you guess it, 10,000 joule will be there, 10,000 joule. Okay. Now here, this up to primary consumer, it comes 10% of 10,000. So means here 1,000. Then up to here it comes 10% of the 1,000. So here will be 100. And now next level will be 100. 10% of 100 means here it becomes 10. So like this way, 10% will goes to the next level. See, every level absorbed 10%, and remaining other persons are utilized for their other works, and 10% is for the next level. So this you are calling 10% law. Okay, clear now? So therefore, 10% can be taken as an average value for the amount of organic matter that is present at each step and reaches to the next level of organisms. Okay now? Now, so since so little energy is available, for the next level of organisms, next level of the consumers. So food chain generally consists of, so only little level, only little energy is available for the next. Generally, that you already I told, that generally the food chain consists of only 3 or 4 steps. How many? Only 3 or 4 steps. This loss of energy of each step is so great that very little usable energy remains after the fourth level. So even after the fourth level, only little energy, very less energy is available. There are generally a great number of individuals at the lower tropic levels. So that is why this one is shown as a pyramid, like the pyramid here. See, look here now. Here the length is more. Here more number will be there, then comes less, then finally so less. Here more number of organisms will be there in the producers. Clear now? Generally, since there are generally a great number of individuals at the lower tropic levels of an ecosystem, the greater number of the producers. So the greater number is of the producers. The length and complexity of the food chains vary different greatly. Each organism is generally eaten by the 2 or more other kinds of organisms. Say each and every organisms, which are in turn are eaten by the several organisms. So instead of a straight line food chain, the relationship can be shown as a series of branching lines. So this is called as food web. So what is food web? Food web means the interconnected food chains. The interconnected food chains are called as food web. Clear? It is not a several interconnected food chains. It's called as a food web. For example, look the diagram here. This is the diagram. So look one here. In this, organisms are, see here trees will be there, here deer is eating, and then it is mountain bees, and here you see seed birds, plants are eating seed grains, and like this way this is like a food chain, but it is not a straight line, it is like a web. It is like the organisms eat of in any other ways. See, like this is all a food web. It is not a straight line. So the interconnected food chains, several interconnected food chains is called as a food web. Clear? From the energy flow in the diagrams, see, look this one. From the energy flow diagram, look here also, diagram this one. Two things clear that, first of all, the flow of energy is unidirectional. The energy is unidirectional, only in the one direction. This is also a very important question in the examination, in the objective type. The energy that is captured by the autotrophs does not revert back to the solar. Whatever the energy is flowing, that again does not turn back to the solar input. The energy which passes to the, see, look the diagram here, whatever the energy is passing here from producers to primary consumers, then to the secondary consumers. So like this unidirectional. The energy it will not come back like this, it will not revert back. Clear? So it is a unidirectional process. The energy that is captured by the autotrophs does not revert back to the solar input. The energy which passes to the herbivores does not come back to the autotrophs. As it moves progressively through the various trophic levels, it is no longer available to the previous level. So another interesting aspect is that food chain is that now some harmful chemicals enter the bodies through the food chain. One of the reason is that the use of the several pesticides, substance used to kill for the pest or the bug, you are saying insect. These chemicals are either washed down into the soil or into the water bodies. From the soil, these are absorbed by the plants along with the water and minerals. And then from the water bodies, these are taken by the plants, aquatic plants or animals. So, this is one of the ways in which they enter the food chain. So, they enter the food chain as these chemicals are not degradable. See, now here look the plants here. See, look the diagram. This one, they enter like this, the food chain they will enter. Okay, like this way they enter the food chain. From the plants to the living organisms, from one level to the another. So, in this way they enter the food chain but not degradable. This is not degradable. It is not decomposed by the microorganisms. This gets accumulated progressively at each level. As human beings occupy the top level in the food chain, so the maximum concentration of these chemicals get accumulated in our bodies. So this process is called biological magnification. So this is also very important question. What do you mean by biological magnification? A progressive increase in the concentration of non-biodegradable substances in organisms at each successive trophic level is called as or is known as biological magnification. So this is the reason why our food grains or wheat like these pulses, fruits, even meat contain varying amounts of pesticides residues. So they cannot always be removed. So this cannot be removed by washing or other means. So they will be accumulated in the bodies. So this passing of one level to another level. See, look here now. These chemicals are passing from one level to the another level. One level to another level. See, from this level to here, in this level to here. So like this way, what you are saying, chemicals are accumulated, and this one do not be degradable also. So this is called as biological magnification. Okay, clear? Now we'll meet in the next video. Thank you for joining us.